German senior politician and CDU party member. Hey there, Max. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. You're live on air. How important are these elections to Germany and the world at large? Because it's a big change to see someone who's been at the helm for, a decade and a half to be saying goodbye, isn't it?
Yes. It's a long time, and Germany is still, it has lost much of its luster, its power, and it's certainly in some ways in decline, but it's still a pivotal place in the world, because we still have the East-West conflict, which plays out here in a new form. And Germany, of course, is a key ally of the US. So it's still very important how these elections will turn out. But it looks like we probably will get a green-red coalition. They have already said they would like to form a coalition, but we'll see.
Max, it's interesting. It's a good time now, with hindsight, good time to look back, isn't it, at these kind of pivotal change times. You said in that time, Germany has lost world credibility, has lost world power, has lost world standing. Under Angela Merkel's watch, then, yeah? Do you blame her for that or not?
Yes, but I would phrase it differently. Germany is very well liked in the world, or is because it gives a lot of money. It always is in the forefront of donor conferences. It always agrees. It agrees with France on the EU. It agrees with the US on many things. So in that sense, we are still liked, but we have lost much of our industrial base. The country is in decline. And Merkel has done 4 catastrophic decisions under her watch. This was the complete change in energy policy, which we call Energiewende, in 2011. Then there was, of course, the euro disaster and the failed measures to save the euro, which ended in disaster and in deep depression in the European South and in division. And of course, third was the uncontrolled immigration policy and migration policy 2015, and now it's a wrong approach with COVID. So she really has a disastrous record, which may not be perceived in the world because yes.
So, well, it's easy to criticise, I suppose, and I get that. But if you were in her shoes, you would have done it differently then. What would you have done differently to make Germany continue to shine some more?
Yes, I would have done it very differently, and I've said it over the years. But again, I'm not a senior politician. I'm the head of the Werteunion, the conservative grouping within the CDU, Christian conservative grouping, which is not an office. Not a paid office. It's all an honorable office. And so we give our voices, but I am foremost, I'm a professor and writer and thinker. So the energy policy, the change to green was completely wrong, although it's trendy right now. Germany has the safest nuclear plants in the world, and now Russia is buying up our uranium, for example, because we can't use it, and Russia is making huge progress in nuclear power. That was a big mistake. It was done for political purposes, not for the long-term good of the country. Next one is the failed euro saving measures, which were done because the South and France pressured. We now have a debt union in the European Union, something which is forbidden by the constitution of the EU, and something which our party, the CDU, has promised German voters in '92 that would never happen. Now it's there, and Merkel accelerated that process. And so I could go on and on. Devastating policy of the country.
Let's talk about her finer moments. Let's look at the positives then. It's a nice time as well as to look back and say what could have been done better or differently. Let's look at what did work. You talked about some of the positives there, about how generous and how the world-looking Germany is. What were the best things that she did? Just a couple.
I can't find good words about her. She's
come on.
No, I can't. She's liked abroad because she always yielded, and she always, but she never formulated German positions. I think she basically wants Germany to disappear as a political union, and so do quite a few people in the ruling class of the governing class in Germany. It's really a weird psychology. So I can't find anything good in terms of her major decisions.
She's trying to stay away out of the battle of who's going to replace her or get too involved. She's been slapped down for campaigning with Armin Laschet, hasn't she? Is he fit for the task? What do you think about him then? Again, just standing back.
Well, Laschet is not a strong decision maker, so I think he's not the best one, but our grouping, the Werteunion, stood behind him because he was chosen by the party convention, and so of course we have to support him, but he will have to take responsibility for the election outcome.
Olaf Scholz, he's the front runner. Why is he the front runner? What's he got to bring to the party, so to speak?
Well, political fortunes are very volatile, and just 6 months ago it looked that the Greens would be on top, and now the candidate there has completely deconstructed herself, although the media is trying to still paint a different picture, but she's just not up to the job. And Olaf Scholz had persistence. He has a few scandals to his name, or potential scandals, but he's fairly statesmanlike. He has the bonus of office because he is the finance minister, and in times of crisis people look to the office holders, and so he has that bonus.
Germany is seen as the powerhouse of the EU. Of course, Merkel's leaving amid a crisis in relations among a lot of the countries within the EU, and now, of course, as well with Western allies, the US. Is it going to change when she's gone? Are things going to glue back together a bit better, being, as I said, Germany is the leading powerhouse within the EU? What's ahead, do you think, in your crystal ball there?
Well, she has, of course, squandered the country's economic resources. Germans are among the poorest in the EU, the private households on average or on median, which is a suppressed fact. I mean, the industry is still fine, but it's heavily export dependent. So we'll see. I mean, those fissures we have in the EU and in the so-called West, now between France and the US, for example, over the arms deal, those fissures might increase. I think we are looking ahead to turbulent times, and I don't see anybody who really can lead us out of this. So I think there will be some turmoil to come.
Max Otte, German senior politician and CDU party member, thank you for giving us your thoughts. Lovely to be on the programme. See you. Great.